Hi guys, welcome to another Food for Footy, and we've had the shock result of the FA Cup fourth round. Liverpool are out and they have been beaten by the side at the bottom of the Championship in Plymouth. Where to begin with this, really? So if you guys watch the channel, you'll know that I'm a big Liverpool fan. And I must admit, watching this game, I could see it. I could see it straight away. I could see it coming. I text my dad straight away saying, this isn't going to be our day here. Because the first half, we just looked so flat, so, void of ideas. Plymouth was sat just absorbing all that pressure. And, we didn't really have a shot. We didn't really create anything. And then I just thought, well, if the second half carries on going like this, then there's only going to be one result. It was a penalty. Elliott's arms are in the air. And Plymouth then go and secure the win. It was only really the last 10 minutes that I thought Liverpool might do something. Jota has a chance, which is a good save. I don't think it's a top-class save. I thought it was a top-class hit, the way he hit it first time on the turn. Darwin has a chance right near the end that the keeper saves, and the last shot, I think this sums up the game, comes from Kelleher. Corner comes in, it's just a tame header into the keeper's arms, and Plymouth deserved it. They played extremely well. They had a clear game plan, and Liverpool were just not at the races. Now, as a Liverpool fan, that was one of those games where I sat there and I thought, well, is it the worst thing being out the FA Cup? It doesn't really matter. The kind of things that you might say where you mean it a little bit, but look, no one ever wants to see their team lose. And of course, you think, keep momentum going. Keep this going. Keep winning, because winning is a habit. And then you're also thinking about, the aftermath. Losing to Plymouth. The side bottom of the Championship. And all the stick that comes. As fans, we bear the brunt of that. I'm sure as soon as I see friends over the next few days, they'll be, first thing they say to me is Plymouth, Plymouth, Plymouth. And, that's part of football, isn't it? But, as much as fans say, oh, it's okay if we go out, it's not really, is it? Okay, and it still hurts seeing your team lose, and especially lose in that manner. My thoughts. Okay, right. It's not a disaster and it's not a problem if we beat Everton. Okay, so we've got Everton coming up midweek, and that is a must-win game. If you don't remember, that is the rearranged fixture. So when we had the really bad weather, the really bad hurricane winds, back in the end of 2024, this game was postponed and it's been scheduled for this week coming. Now, I've seen Arne Slot's press conference afterwards. He's spoken about the amount of football that Liverpool have to play. And, I've said this. We've got a tough month coming up. We've got Everton, we've got Wolves, we've got City, we've got Newcastle. Now, I think if Liverpool get 12 points from that, if they get maximum points, then I think we can start talking about the title. Then I think we can start saying that, Liverpool might have one hand on the trophy, because they'll have come through a very difficult period. That'll be the end of March, near enough. Okay, and then we can start really talking about Liverpool as potential champions. But that tough month could also see Arsenal take advantage. So, this game against Everton is our game in hand. Win that and we are 9 points clear. Okay? That means that we don't have to beat Arsenal. Okay? That means that we don't have to beat Chelsea. We don't have to beat City, these teams. We can draw a few. Okay? It gives us that cushion. Or we could find ourselves in a lot of trouble. Everton will want to beat us, obviously. Last game at Goodison, they're going to come at us, okay? And we've got to be ready for it. Newcastle, want to lay down a statement ahead of the Carabao Cup final, won't they? What says that more than coming to Anfield and beating us? And then Man City, they'll want to show that they still can do it, that they still can compete at the top level, that this is just a little bit of a blip they're going through. They'll be so determined to beat us, okay? And, they've shown signs in recent games that they can have good games, that they can take it to teams. So the pressure is there, really is there. And like I say, if we beat Everton on Wednesday, then Arne Slot's team selection was spot on. Because I've seen everything on social media, Van Dijk getting a rest, Salah getting a rest, McAllister, Szoboszlai, etc. All these players getting a rest. It only works if they beat Everton. And they must beat Everton. Okay? If not, then what was the point? Okay? What was the point in them being refreshed? What was the point in them having that extra time? So it's a huge call. It's a huge call. I think it's the right decision, personally. I did a video a while back, go and check it out, where I said about the magic of the FA Cup. It's a trophy that we say in this country is huge. Oldest club competition in the world. But teams don't parade it round if they win it. Okay, and actually if one of the so-called big clubs wins it and they do a parade, they would get mocked for it. And Man United have sacked managers despite winning it. So I don't think it is the be-all and end-all. Look, a trophy's a trophy. And if we win one this season, whether that's Carabao or whatever that may be, I will be celebrating, okay? Because there's nothing better than seeing your team win silverware. But certainly, this Liverpool team has bigger fish to fry, okay? The Premier League, in my opinion, is all that matters. Getting that number 20, getting level with Man United, okay? And finally, lifting that trophy in a stadium full of fans, okay? And I think Arne Slot's legacy as well, if he can win that trophy in his first season, it's massive for him. And don't underestimate that. So, I'm disappointed. Okay, I'm disappointed. But if we beat Everton this week, no one is going to talk about Plymouth. Now, in terms of the game itself, I mentioned team selection, and I said that, big players were rested. It was also an opportunity, okay? It was also an opportunity to impress. Now, I agree with what Arne Slot said when he said that his selection, he knew there might be some teething problems. These players haven't played together. Training is different. Anybody that's played football at any level will know that training does not replicate match day, okay? So when I saw a midfield three of Nwanyi, Elliott and McConnell, I'm thinking, right, well, they're not going to be fluid with each other. Nwanyi and McConnell might have played together in reserve games, but they're not going to have that fluidity. Okay, then you see the defence, and as soon as Gomez goes off especially, Kwanzaa, who is having a really tough season, I think when Slot brought him off against Ipswich in the first game, he's never really recovered from that, and he looks very rash. Okay, very rash. Defensive reinforcements definitely needed for Liverpool. Okay, then you've got a back four that's got Kostas, you've got Endo, Elliott ended up playing right back at one point, you've got Kwanzaa in there. It's a very makeshift back four. There were opportunities for people to impress. Chiesa getting to play a full 90. And I thought Chiesa put in some good balls. There was one that went to the back post where I think it was Kwanzaa was stretching for it. And in fairness, if he wasn't tugging at the Plymouth player, he might have got on the end of it. But I thought largely Chiesa was wasteful. Diaz, I thought, didn't really get to impact the game. Same with Jota. And what I think it does as well is I think it gives Arne Slot a chance to really look at his squad and really decide where he's going to strengthen. Now, you read reports on social media that apparently Liverpool are going to be active this summer. And I think a game like this really does show Arne Slot what his team is made of. I think you might look at some players, Kostas Dimikas, for example, as maybe you let them go. Maybe Kwanzaa you send out on loan, get him to play regularly. I think it's certainly highlighted the need for centre-backs. I put plural on that because I think we need more than one. Okay, Gomez, gutted he got injured. But the guy, as much as I love him, can't seem to stay fit. Kwanzaa looking irrational. Okay, so I think we need at least 2 centre-backs to come in. I think you look at that midfield area, and Nwanyi looks like a good player, a clever player. McConnell, I'm not sure of. Is he of the level? Okay. But certainly we need some backup. We need some backup to McAllister, to Szoboszlai. We need players that can come in and play in their positions. Now we've got Curtis Jones, who I think is a good player, but can be a little bit untidy from time to time. Elliott was disappointing today. I get he had to play right back for some of it, but I think we need a reinforcement in the midfield. And then I think you look at the forward line. I think you brought Darwin Núñez on as a bit of, come on, show us what you're about. And, he failed to make an impact. And there was that real cutting edge missing. And again, I think that highlights what Liverpool need. They need that cutting edge, and they need a stronger squad to be able to compete for all of the top honours. So, the silver linings for this. Okay, the silver linings for this, it shows Arne Slot more of his team. It shows the board. It shows, the sporting director, Richard Hughes, a little bit more of the team. Okay, and look, it can just be a blip. Going away to Plymouth, that's their cup final. That is the biggest game they will play so far this season. Okay, unless they draw another big boy in the FA Cup 5th round. So, yeah, they were up for it. I think we had one eye on Wednesday in the game against Everton. But we'll see. What do you guys think? Okay, I'm sure many of you that weren't Liverpool fans were cheering at that, but let us know what you think in the comments below. Now, this is food for footy, so I'm not going to leave you without talking about the food that I've had tonight. I haven't got it with me because it's gone, it's been eaten, but we did order a cheeky Five Guys. Okay, now I went for the bacon cheeseburger this time. Okay, now first of all, the reason why I went to Five Guys is because I wanted a burger. So when I looked on Uber Eats, if you watch this channel, you know I always go for cheap delivery fee. And at 79p compared to, the £3 something of McDonald's, it made sense. What I love about Five Guys burgers, you open them and the cheese is just pouring out. And it's a good quality burger. I don't think I'd get the bacon again though. Okay, the bacon was very crispy, and I like crispy bacon, but I'm not sure it added as much. I think it dried the burger out a little bit. I wasn't overly impressed. I think next time I'd probably just go for a plain cheeseburger. I think I'd enjoyed that a little bit more. I don't think it necessarily needed the bacon. Fries, as per usual, there were 2 of us eating, we just needed 1 set of fries, regular fries, because the amount they put in, that is a real selling point of Five Guys, isn't it? But it was great, okay? Nice, enjoyable way to pick yourself up after a horrible loss on a Sunday. So, check it out, okay? Check out Five Guys if you haven't already. Would 100% recommend as good, consoling food after a heavy defeat in football. Okay, right. Thank you guys for listening. Take care, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.